Good afternoon. Today we'll discuss the Unit 4 of Supply Chain and Logistic Management, which basically deals about the trends and growth of the supply chain management over the period of time. Now, if you talk about the supply chain growth, it refers to the expansion and development of network of organizations and resources and activities and the technologies involved in production and distribution of goods and services. It consists of a wide range of process from sourcing of raw materials to delivering the final products to the end consumer. So supply chain has grown over the years by development of the networks, resources and activities. Now, there are key aspects of the first growth. We can say that globalization, international expansion, that means supply chain has grown internationally. Many companies are expanding their supply chain globally to tap new markets, reduce costs and access diverse resources. And many companies are also resorting to global sourcing. Companies often look to the best suppliers globally to optimize cost and ensure a stable supply of raw materials. So, with the advent of globalization, with the advent of free economy, integration of the economy, we find the supply chain has grown internationally, and many companies are nowadays say trying to tap the new markets where they can distribute their product and thereby reduce the cost and access diverse resources. And many companies also say not only depending on domestic suppliers, they also depends on international suppliers to optimize their cost and ensure a stable supply of raw material, thereby streamline the say seamless supply chain management. Then technological integrations. Therefore, digitalization, integration of digital technologies such as Internet of Things, blockchain, and artificial intelligence is now transforming the supply chains. Technology improved the visibility, traceability, and efficiency. Now, companies more and more say integrating their supply chain with technology. The basic advantage of technology integration, it improves the visibility. That means it can see, we can trace the status of supply chain at each say entities and traceability, and also it increases the efficiency by reducing the lead time and by satisfying the consumers. Automation of various processes, including manufacturing, warehousing, and transportation, contribute to faster and more accurate operations. So, in the last decades, supply chain has automated its process, various automated process, including manufacturing, warehousing, and transportation. Now, lot of softwares are available for inventory management as well as to finding out the best route for transportations that can contribute faster and more accurate operations. Then e-commerce influence, the rise of e-commerce has significantly impacted supply chain. Companies are adopting their supply chain to meet the demands online retail, which often require faster and more flexible logistic solutions. And customer expectation, as customer expectation evolves, supply chain must adopt to provide faster delivery, personalized product, and real-time visibility. Now, more and more companies are now say adopting to provide faster delivery to the goods and personalized product. That means they are deviating from standardized product and going for customized product according to the requirement of the needs and requirement of the consumers. Real-time visibility, that means we can see what is the status at each entity of the supply chain, at each point of the supply chain. This may involve implementing advanced analytics to forecast demand more accurately. Sustainability and environmentally friendly practices are becoming integral to supply chain strategy. Companies are adopting green supply chain initiatives to reduce their carbon footprint, improve social responsibility, meet the demands of environmentally conscious consumers. Today, lot of emphasis is given to sustainability because the natural resources of the world is very limited, and if we waste these natural resources, our future generation will be in say danger. Therefore, companies, like most of the companies, now adopting sustainable and environment friendly practices to save the mother earth, and companies are adopting green supply chain initiatives. Companies risk management also a recent growth in supply chain management. Companies are increasingly focused on mitigating risks in their supply chain. This include diversifying the suppliers, developing contingency plans, leveraging technology for real-time risk assessment. So most of the companies now are engaged in mitigating risk in their supply chain. That means instead of say depending on a single supplier, they are now diversifying the supplier. As I told earlier, even their suppliers are globalized. They are depending on say international suppliers, developing say any contingent in case of any eventuality. They have a, if A plan fails, then there must be a B plan to take care of it. And with the advent of technology, they are taking the advantage of technology for real-time risk assessment. And collaboration and partnership. Another growth in supply chain is collaborating among supply chain partners is crucial for growth. That means a supply chain cannot perform in isolation. This involves building strong relationship with suppliers, manufacturers, distributor, and other stakeholders to enhance the overall efficiency and responsiveness. So, the recent growth in supply chain is to have a collaboration and partnership among the supply chain partners. It is increasingly believed that without the strong collaboration or partnership, a supply chain cannot be efficient and cannot respond to the consumer requirements. So, building a strong relationship with suppliers and manufacturers, distributors will enhance the overall efficiency and responsiveness. Companies need to stay abreast. A company should be say very updated of changing regulations to ensure their supply chain comply with various standards. This is particularly important in industry with strict regulatory requirements such as pharmaceuticals or food productions. So regulations change say frequently. So the need of the hour is that the company should stay updated about the changing regulations. What are the changes that are coming in supply chain, and they should incorporate in their supply chain practices with the strict regulatory requirement. Yes. Resilience, building resilient supply chain that can adapt to disruption such as natural disaster and geopolitical events is a growing concern. This involves designing flexible and agile supply chain models. So, how to overcome the problems or disruption such as natural disaster or geopolitical events? Suppose the war in the recent wars is a geopolitical event. Russians attack on Ukraine is a geopolitical event where there is every possibility that the supply chain will be disrupted. And in such a case, the supply chain should be flexible one. We should have a flexible and we should not have a rigid supply chain. If the supply chain is very rigid, it's very difficult to adapt to the disruptions and agile supply chain models. And use of data analytics for better decision making is a critical component of supply chain growth. Predictive analysis, machine learning, and AI help to optimize inventory management, demand forecasting, and overall operational efficiency. So, data analytics is equally important for the growth of supply chain management. Let's see what are the trends in supply chain. Co-markership is defined as development of long-term relationship with limited number of suppliers on the basis of mutual that is told by Desmukh and Mohanty. So the trend in supply chain is to have a long-term developed relation with limited number of suppliers on the basis of mutual confidence. That means a supplier has confidence on the manufacturers. Manufacturers has equal confidence on the suppliers. So the benefits are shorter delivery lead times. That means by placing an order with the supplier, we can get the orders ready with a shorter period of time. So if we can reduce the delivery lead time, then our inventory can be optimized. Reliable delivery, that means the trend is to get, if you have a mutual confidence on each other, the delivery will reach on time, on say promised date, lesser schedule disruption. That means production schedule will be less disrupted, lower stock levels, then lesser quality problems, stable price, and high priority to orders. So these are the benefits we find if you have a mutual, say, understanding. So lower stock level, because if the lead time is very short, then materials will come and mutual confidence will allow the supplier to say give good quality products, and it will give a reasonable price, and gives high priority to the manufacturer's order. Similarly, a mutual confidence should be there between the manufacturer and the distributors. When manufacturer place order on the manufacturer should have mutual confidence or mutual understanding with the distributors, and thereby the distributors and manufacturers will get the benefits. Then another important growth is third party logistic, or is called 3PL. 3PL is a term. It refers to the outsourcing of logistic and supply chain management function to a specialized external provider. Now, logistic is basically required after the production is over and before the production starts. When materials comes from the supplier, we require logistic, and when materials go or finished product goes from the manufacturing unit to the distributors, we require the help of logistic. And sometimes company, what they do, they concentrate on the core competencies instead of core competency, maybe their productions, core competency, they are good in marketing their product. So company often engage third party logistics providers to streamline their supply chain process, reduce cost, focus on their core competency that I told. This logistic provider offer a wide range of services that can cover different aspects of supply chain, from transportation to warehousing, distribution. So company sometimes what happens, they do not do the logistic operation. They hand over the logistic operation to a specialized external. So Gati is for example, Gati is a logistic provider. That means whenever any materials has to be moved from the company to the distributor, or any materials are to be come from the suppliers to, instead of using our own logistic operations, a company having their own logistic operations, they can take the help of a specialized external provider. Thereby what happens, these companies can concentrate on their core competency, the one things on which they are good, instead of concentrating in areas which they are not be good. So this logistic are their experts in this logistic these organizations, they provide a lot of services on different aspects of supply chain. What are the services provided by 3PL? Transportation service. 3PLs often handle the transportation of goods, including fleet management, shipping, and distribution. So, main function of the, say, 3PL is transporting the goods, transportation of goods, including fleet management, shipping, and distribution. Second thing it does is warehousing and distribution. Many 3PLs offer warehousing solution, including inventory management, order fulfillment, and distribution services. Then, order fulfillment, 3PLs can manage the entire order fulfillment process from order processing to picking, packing, and shipping. And custom brokerage. For companies involved in international trade, 3PLs may provide custom clearance and compliance services. So, to say that what are the services provided by 3PL? 3PL provides a multiple services, and the basic I can say is transportation services. And nowadays many companies also give warehousing and distribution solution, order fulfillment solutions, and for international trade they also gives customs brokerage solution. Now, what happens when you use the 3PL? A company derives certain benefits. First benefits we can say is cost savings. Outsourcing logistic function to a 3PL can often lead to cost saving, as company can benefit from the provides economic of scale and expertise. Why the cost saving is there? Suppose a company has own logistic, say, function, having own logistic function, so it cannot fully utilize the transportation to the optimum level. Thereby, they cannot get economic of scale, benefit of economics of scale. Similarly, they do not have the expertise because their core competency is not in logistics. Their core competency is in production, or their core competency is in, say, manufacturing a particular product. So, when a outsourcing logistic company is send the things or they transport the things on a large or a bulk quantity, it gets a economic of scale, and it also get the advantage of expertise it has. And once we hand over this responsibility to a outsourcing agencies, companies can focus on their core competencies activities while leaving the complexity of logistic and supply chain management to specialized 3PLs. Then 3PLs provide flexibility in scaling logistic services up and down based on business needs and fluctuation in demand. So expertise in 3PLs typically have specialized knowledge, experience, and advanced technology in logistics, providing access to best practices and cutting edge. So a manufacturing company may not have the required expertise and technology or experience which can provide access to best practices and cutting edge. Types of 3PL providers is transfer-based 3PL specializing in transport service including fleet carrier management. It may be warehouse or distribution-based 3PL, focus on storage. Suppose a material is ready, then the company need not to worry about it. And the 3PLs will store the products, and whenever it gets the order from a distributors, the manufacturer just intimates the warehouse distributor-based 3PL, they will do the order fulfillment process and also distribution service. Forward-based primarily involved in international fees, often provides custom clearance and services. Now, companies, what do they? When they send or materials or sell products outside the country, there is a custom clearance services are involved, which may be sometimes a complex and requires expertise knowledge. So sometimes the there are 3PL providers who makes forwarder-based 3PLs. Then financial-based often services related to fees payment and auditing, as well as insurance and other financial aspect of the. So a lot of financial aspects are there, and financial-based 3PLs look after the financial aspects such as insurance, as well as auditing, fees payments, and other financial aspects of logistics. And challenges and considerations of the 3PLs. While 3PLs can mitigate certain risks, their consideration related to handing over key aspects of the supply chain to an external entity. Integration with the system, integration of the 3PL system with those of the client is crucial for seamless information. So if you want a smooth supply chain management, then the 3PLs will integrate with the clients, because by integrating the 3PLs can get information which is very essential for the seamless supply chain management. Quality of service, choosing a reliable and capable is a great challenge. Is essential to ensure the quality and timeliness of logistics services. Yes, the basic objective of any supply chain system is the timeliness or the on-time delivery of goods. So sometimes the challenge before the organizations, choosing a reliable or capable 3PL who can fulfill these objectives, and regulatory compliance, ensuring that the 3PL complies with the relevant regulations, especially in international logistics. Then strategic partnership. Some company views 3PLs as strategic partners rather than just service provider. This involves a deeper level of collaboration and integrations with the 3PL, contributing to overall supply chain strategy and decision making. In summary, I can say third-party logistics play a crucial role in helping companies optimize their supply chain operations. By outsourcing certain functions to specialized providers, business can achieve greater efficiency, reduce cost, enhance their overall competitiveness in the market. So, in the recent growth in supply chain is the emergence of third-party logistics, which play a crucial role in helping the companies to optimize their supply chain operations. By outsourcing certain functions, when you give this function to certain specialized providers, the supply chain gets efficient and it can reduce the cost and it can enhance the overall competitiveness in the market. You stay ahead of your competitors. Let's talk to the principle of postponement. This is an important postponement principle. Principle of postponement is an important principle. This principle is just a strategy that involves delaying the final configurations, customizations, or commitment to a product until the latest possible point in the supply chain. This strategy is based on the idea of keeping the products in a more generic or standardized form as long as possible, allowing for greater flexibility and responsiveness to change in customer demand. The key principle of postponement is to delay the specific aspect of production or customization unless there is more certainty about the customer requirement. So this is a recent development in supply chain management where companies are following this principle of postponement, which involves delaying in final configurations, rather keeping the products more in generic and standardized forms, and that will allow more flexibility, greater flexibility and flexibility by responding to the changes in customer demand. So keep the product in a standardized form The principle of postponement says keep the product in a standardized form or in a generic form until we get specific, say, order from the customers. Unless specific aspects of production, until there is more certainty about the customer requirement. Unless we know what is the exact customer requirement, keep the product in a flexible manner, in a, say, standardized form. Delayed customization. The first key aspect of principle of postponement involves delaying product customization or differentiation until there is more information about customer preference or market demand. This allows companies to produce more standardized or generic product initially, then tailor it to meet customer requirement later in the process. So, delayed customization says produce a standardized product initially, then wait for what is the customer preference, what is the exact customer requirements. Accordingly, to meet the customer requirement, we make the customized product. So, delay customizations. We don't go for customization immediately. So, key components of postponement: manufacturing postponement, delaying the final assembly or manufacturing of a product. So, we don't go for final assembly or final manufacturing of a product until the specific customer requirement are known. Then logistic postponement, delaying the allocation of products to specific distribution channels until demand patterns are better understood. So these two are key components of postponement. We delay the manufacturing, delay in final assembly of a product, and delay in distribution of the products. So what advantages we get in this principle? First and foremost importance is increased flexibility. Postponement allows for more flexible and agile response to change in customer demand, as products can be adopted or customized closer to the point of consumption. So customer taste and preferences changes is a dynamic concept. So to meet this dynamic concept, postponement allows for more flexible and agile, say, system. Then it also reduces inventory level by keeping products in more generic form for a longer time. Company can reduce the need for holding large inventory of finished goods, thereby lowering the carrying cost and risk of obsolescence. This is very important and self-understand. We can say when companies keep in a generic form rather than in a finished goods, thereby we can avoid holding large inventory of finished goods. Improved responsiveness. Postponement enhances the ability to respond to the last minute change in demand, seasonal fluctuation, unforeseen market shifts. Because we have not gone for the final assembly, then postponement helps us to, say, meet or to respond to the last minute changes in demand or any seasonal fluctuation or any unforeseen market shift. Yes, reduce lead time with postponed manufacturing or customization. Lead times for production and delivery can be shortened, leading to faster response times to customer orders. Yes, applications in different industries is used in manufacturing industry. Postponement is commonly employed in industries where customization is prevalent, such as electronics, automotive, and apparels product. Is also used in retail industries. Retailers may use postponement strategies to delay the allocation of product to specific stores until regional demand patterns are better understood. And what are the challenges and considerations? Effective implementation of postponement often requires advanced information systems to gather and analyze real-time data on customer preference and demand. Then another challenge is supply chain coordination. Coordinating the various stages of the supply chain to implement postponement effectively can be is challenging and requires collaborations among the suppliers, manufacturers, and distributors. So the greatest challenge before is of this principle is the collaborations of different entities in the supply chain. Balancing cost, and company must actually balance the cost saving achieved through reduced inventory and flexibility against the potential cost of implementing and managing a postponement strategy. Yes. Then comes your next important growth in supply chain management is ERP. ERP plays a crucial role in supply chain management by providing a comprehensive and integrated solutions for managing various business processes across an organizations. ERP system facilitate the flow of information and coordination among different departments, ensuring more efficient and effective supply chain. Here, how ERP is integrated to integration of business. ERP system integrate core business processes, including finance, human resource, manufacturing, procurement, and logistics. Yes, this integration ensures that data is shared seamlessly across department, leading to more uniform and synchronized supply chain, which was not previously there. The synchronization between different departments were hardly there. Across the department was hardly there. But with the integration, with the development of ERP system integrate core business processes. Every organization has certain core business processes. As I told, finance, human resources, manufacturing. And we require the information to be shared among these, across these departments for a sound supply chain operations, and ERP makes it possible. Real-time data and visibility. ERP system provide real-time data and visibility into various aspects of the supply chain. This includes inventory level, what is your inventory level, production schedule, order status, supplier performance. This visibility enables better decision making and responsiveness and to changing market conditions. That means ERP helps in sound decision making and responsiveness under the changing market conditions with the knowledge of real-time data, with the help of real-time data. Inventory ERP also helps in optimizing the inventory management by providing accurate and up-to-date information on stock levels, order fulfillment, demand forecast. This helps the organization to minimize excess inventory, reduce carrying cost, and avoid stock outs. ERP also helps in demand planning and forecasting. ERP system often includes modules of demand planning and forecasting. These tools use historical data and market trends to predict future demand, allowing organizations to align production and inventory levels with expected customer requirements. Then ERP also helps in order processing and fulfillment. ERP helps or streamline the order to cash process by automating order processing, tracking order status, managing order fulfillment. This ensures timely delivery to customers and enhances customer satisfaction. Yes, supply relationship management. ERP system assists in managing relationship with suppliers by providing tools for procurement, vendor performance evaluation, and collaborations. This helps organizations identify and work with reliable and efficient suppliers. And logistic and transportation management. ERP includes features for managing logistic and transport, optimizing routes, tracking shipments. This enhances the efficiency of the supply chain by reducing transportation cost and improving delivery timelines. Yes, strategic supply management activity. Strategic supply management activities are critical components of organizations' overall strategy to optimize its supply chain, reduce cost, enhance efficiency, and create a competitive advantage. These activities involve strategic planning, coordination and execution of sourcing, procurement, and supply chain processes. So, supply chain management activities are critical component. They are the most important components of organization overall strategy. For what? To optimize the supply chain. How to optimize the efficiency of the supply chain in an optimum manner, reduce the cost and enhance efficiency and make a competitive advantage to stay ahead of the competitors. These activities involves the strategic planning and coordinations. Now, what is strategic sourcing? Supplier evaluation and selection. Now, a lot of suppliers are available, conducting a thorough evaluations and of potential suppliers based on criteria such as quality, reliability, cost, and sometimes also we make a criteria price, strategic alignment. Suppose you want to have a long-term relationship with a supplier, that is called supplier alignment. Reliability, how reliable? Supplier relationship management, building and maintaining strong relationship with key suppliers to foster collaborations, innovation and mutual success. And strategic sourcing also includes your global sourcing, assessing and leveraging the opportunity of sourcing materials from, say, materials or components from the international markets, from global suppliers to optimize the cost and enhance the supply chain resilience. Then supply chain risk management. Risk identification, it includes risk identification. Where are the identifying risk potential within a supply chain? Risks may be different types, geopolitical, say economic risk, environmental factors. Then once you identify the risk, the next is risk mitigation. You should develop strategies or contingency plans to mitigate the impact of identified risks, including diversifying the suppliers, creating alternative supply chain routes. So, supply chain risk management is a recent growth which identifies or assess the potential risk, and once the risks are identified, then it goes for risk mitigation strategies. Then demand planning and forecasting, using data analytics and historical data to predict future demand for product or services. Then another growth is collaborative planning, collaborating with key stakeholders, including supplier and distributors, to align demand forecast and production plans. Then cost management, cost analysis, conducting thorough cost analysis to identify areas of cost reduction and optimization. In a supply chain, we'll identify the areas where the cost is very high and we'll try to say reduce the cost of this, and total cost ownership, evaluating the total cost associated with a product or service over its entire life cycle, including acquisition, operation, and disposal. Strategic alliances and partnership, building strategic alliance with key suppliers, distributors, and other partners to enhance overall supply chain performance. And joint innovation, collaborating on product development, process improvement initiative with key partners. And legal and regulatory adherence, ensuring that all supply chain activity comply with relevant local, international, and ethical sourcing, adhering to ethical sourcing standards and ensuring supply comply with the applicable regulations. Yes. Another growth is supplies alliances. Supply alliances, also known as supply chain alliances or is known as collaborative partners, refer to strategic relationship or long-term relationship formed between two or more organizations within a supply chain to achieve common goals and objectives. These alliances involves high degree of cooperations and collaborations, extending beyond the traditional buyer-supplier relationship. This aim is to create mutual benefit, enhance efficiency, address challenges collectively. So, supply alliances means to build a long-term relationship, between two or more organizations within a supply chain. Suppose to develop a relationship between distributor and retailers on a long strategic basis is called supply alliances. Or a manufacturer can have a strategic supply alliances with the say suppliers who supply the raw materials to the or supply alliances can be created with the third party logistics who gives you the logistic say solutions to the supply chain management. So supply alliances is a strategy which goes beyond the conventional strategy of relationship of buyer and suppliers. This relationship is or this alliances is to create mutual benefits and it enhance efficiency and address challenges collectively. Now, there are certain strategic objectives, shared goals. Supply alliances are formed with the shared objectives such as cost reduction, improved quality, innovations, and entering new markets. So, the partners who go for supply alliances, they have some shared goals or common goals. Risk mitigation. Alliance provide an opportunity for partners to collectively address and mitigate risks in the supply chain and fostering resilience. That means if any eventuality occurs, then this alliance, supply chain alliance, this alliance provides an opportunity for partners to work collectively and overcome this risks. Collaboration planning may be joint planning and consist of your joint planning and information sharing. When you plan anything, we may have a collaborative planning. That means if you have a demand forecasting, if you have a demand planning, if you have inventory management to align and supply and demand more effectively, then you should have a joint planning rather than individual planning. Information sharing. Partners in a supply alliance often share real-time information about inventory levels, production schedules, the market trends to optimize the supply chain. So, in a collaborative planning, we have joint planning, we plan jointly, and we share information on real-time basis. So, yes, key aspects of joint innovations. It involves product development. Collaboration in product development and innovations enables the partners to bring new products to the market. Process improvement. Partnership allow for the exchange of best practices and continuous improvement initiative to enhance operational process. Risk and reward sharing. If any risk arises in the supply chain, the alliances will collectively bear the risk, and the risk may arise unforeseen events, supply chain disruptions. When risks arise, supply alliances may involve risk share arrangements where partners jointly share the risk. And when there is any reward sharing mechanism such as gain sharing or profit sharing can align with the interest of the alliance partners. Then technology integration. Partners in a supply alliance may integrate their information system and leverage technology for seamless communications and data sharing. Digital collaborations. Adoption of digital tools and platforms facilitates collaborative decision making and enhances visibility across the supply chain. Then supplier relationship management. Supply alliances often involve long-term relation between buyers and suppliers, fostering trust and commitment. Partnership include performance measurement mechanism to assess and impose supplier performance over time. Joint sourcing and procurement. Consolidated collaborating sourcing allows partners to achieve economics of scales by consolidating purchasing volumes. Joint negotiation. Partners may engage in joint negotiation with suppliers to secure favorable terms and conditions. Flexible and agility. Suppliers alliances promote flexibility and agility in response to change in market conditions, demand fluctuations, and disruption in supply chain. And partners may share resources such as production facilities or distribution centers to enhance overall flexibility. And ethical and sustainable practices. Supply alliances are increasingly focused on sharing ethical and sustainable practices, including responsible sourcing, environmental stewardship, social responsibility. And strategic alliance. What are the strategic alliance types? There is vertical alliance forms between the organizations at different stages of supply chain, like their suppliers or manufacturers. There is a vertical. It's a vertical line means is a line which, if you have a say graph paper, y-axis is vertical, line is horizontal to y-axis, and horizontal alliance involves collaborations between organizations at the same stage of the competitor or similar entities. Suppose there is a say alliance between Procter and Gamble and Hindustan Lever for sharing of say supply chain management. So we call it a horizontal alliances. If the suppliers and manufacturers or manufacturers alliance between manufacturers and distributors are called vertical alliances because there are different stages of the supply chain. Yes, continuous communication, regular meetings, effective communicate through regular meetings and update ensure that partners stay aligned and can quickly address emerging challenges. In summary, supply alliances are strategic relationships that go beyond traditional supply chain interactions and emphasizing collaborations, shared goals, mutual benefit. These partnerships contribute to a more resilient, efficient, and innovative supply chain system. Developing and managing the relationship, supply managers at all levels should ensure that a tailor appropriate action, including planning and management of such alliance mentioned above. Instituting a cross-functional team, a team so designed should be in place to handle such alliance, which is responsible for development, integration, and develop and manage appropriate measures for alliance to be successful. So, say cross-functional team, so team from say HR, team from operations, team from manufacturing, they should form a committee. They should form alliances who should be responsible for development and integrations. And team from both sides. Suppose there is a vertical integration between buyers, between the suppliers and manufacturers. So teams from suppliers and manufacturers, both sides as design should undergo appropriate training in being constructive team players and also in cross-functional team skills. Communication system, the team should develop and integrate an effective communication system which should be responsive to the needs and requirements of the firm, and trust building measures to improve the trust between two organizations have to be developed and implemented too. Say, periodic visits by the respective team members to each other's site has to be resorted to by confidence building and co-location of key technical persons. Specialized trainings plans have to be evolved and developed for specialized training involving variance of products, designing value analysis, engineering cost analysis, cost management, and certain objectives have to be established in area including quality, cost, and time aspects. And results have to be continuously monitored and developed to the management level. Then inter-firm team members should realize the importance of such alliance and support the alliance goal in letter and spirit. It is the interest of both firms to support operations and their respective goals and ethics over expediency. So, once the alliance is formed, it is the responsibility of both the firms to support each other and fulfill the objectives. Yes. What is the objective of supplier quality management? The objective of supplier quality management is to ensure that product or services provided by the suppliers meet or exceed the quality standard or requirement of the purchasing organizations. So SQM is a crucial aspect of overall quality management within a supply chain and involve processes and activities aimed at evaluating, monitoring, and improving the performance of the suppliers. So, the objective of supplier quality management is that the products which a manufacturer buys from the suppliers, it should meet the specifications given by the manufacturers. And SQM is very important because within a supply chain, because it is a process by which we can evaluate and monitor and improve the performance of the suppliers by giving adequate feedback. The objectives of supplier quality management include quality assurance, ensure that supplier consistently deliver product or services that meet the specified quality standards and conform to the agreed upon requirements. So quality assurance means the suppliers consistently deliver product and service that meet specified quality standard, establish and maintain system for evaluating and verifying the quality of incoming goods and services from the suppliers. Risk mitigation, identify and assess the potential risks associated with the quality of the supplied product and services. Implement measures to mitigate risk related to product defects, non-compliance, and other quality issues that could impact the performance of the purchasing organizations. So, the objective is to implement measures how to overcome the product defects, non-compliance, and other quality issues. Compliance with specifications. That means verify the products delivered by the suppliers are as per the specifications given by the manufacturers. Ensure compliance with industry regulations, standards, and any contractual obligation. Consistency and reliability. Promote consistency and reliability in the quality of supplied goods. Establish performance metrics and key performance indicators to monitor the consistency of supplier in performance. And continuous improvement. Facilitate continuous improvement in supplier quality through regular assessment, feedback, and collaborations. Encourage suppliers to implement corrective and preventive actions to address identified quality issues and enhance their process. Then next is cost reduction. Collaborate with supplier to identify opportunities for cost reduction while maintaining and improving the product quality. Supplier development. Work with supplier to enhance their capabilities, processes, and quality management system. Provide any support or resources to help the suppliers to improve their performance. And effective communication. Establish a clear and effective communication challenge with the suppliers to ensure mutual understanding of the quality requirement and expectations. And foster a collaborative relationship to address issues promptly and proactively. Then the next objective of supply chain resilience. Enhance the resilience of the supply chain by minimizing the disruption caused by quality related issues. So identifying and qualify alternative supplies to mitigate risk associated with the dependency on a single source. So the solution for say supply chain resilience is we have to have alternative source of suppliers in case of any quality related issues arise. Then contribute to overall customer satisfactions by ensuring that the product or services delivered by the supplier meet or exceed the end user's expectations, and respond quickly and effectively to stay any quality related concerns raised by the customers. Say data driven, so don't take data driven decision making means don't take decisions on any say haphazard manner, on utilize data and analytics to make information, get some data. On the basis of data you take better to take decisions about the supplier performance. Don't go by words of any persons. Drive continuous improvement initiatives and implement a robust supply chain evaluation and monitoring system based on relevant supply relevant implement a robust supplier evaluation and monitoring system based on relevant quality metrics. Then supply chain re-engineering is also known as supply chain redesign and supply chain transformation. It refers to the fundamental overall or restructuring of an organization's plan. Here the key aspects or principles of redesigning is process redesign, which includes holistic approach, elimination of inefficiency, technological integrations which include digitizations and making integrated information system, make the supply chain customer centric focus. It should be demand driven operations. It should give importance to customizations and personalizations, and it should have risk management, resilience planning, and it should have KPI, key performance indicators, and employee involvement in training. So change management or cross-functional collaborations. Yes. Then strategic alignment and collaborative partnerships and inventory optimizations are the key principles of supply chain management. Cost efficiencies and economic of scale and environmental sustainability are these are the and how to managing supply chain during pandemic. COVID-19 pandemic in particular highlighted the importance of bringing an improved and adaptability into supply chain management strategy. So key consideration here is risk assessment and scenario planning. During this say COVID-19, we made a risk assessment and scenario planning, supplier diversification. We diversify the suppliers, supply chain visibility, enhance the visibility across supply chain, make a proper demand forecasting, make inventory management, say implement a just-in-time or lean inventory, communications and collaborations, and technological adoptions and contingency planning. So legal and regulatory compliance and financial resilience and adaptability and continuous learning, which are the important key considerations in a period like which we faced in COVID-19 in 2019 and 20. Thank you very much.